What's going on, guys and girls? Welcome to DJ Blighty TV, and today's video, the sync button saved my life.
I'm DJ Blighty. Who the hell are you?
So yeah, basically, in the title, I'm not talking literally, of course, because that is just stupid. But what I am going to go into today is not a debate on the sync button. That's not what I'm here to discuss. But what I am here to discuss is how the sync button saved me from a really difficult and tricky situation. Now, just to give you a brief lowdown of what actually happened, I never really use the sync button unless I need to, and this is one of those times where that little button on Serato was an absolute lifesaver. Let me tell you for why. I was playing at one of my residency gigs, which is generally a 5-hour long set. I was having some technical difficulties with the decks. By that, to give you a brief lowdown, the one deck on the right hand side, the pitch was broken. So what was happening, it was moving from 0% up to 3.85% and back again continuously. So it was literally just bouncing up, down the tempo, making it therefore impossible for me to hold a mix without continuous adjustments. And even with that, it's pretty much impossible to hold without it going off at some point, which is just not good. The left deck, not the same thing, it was slightly more minor, but that was literally going from 0 to about plus or minus 1%, but not actually showing that it was doing that on the pitch fader. So that was just sitting at 0 no matter what you did. And the Serato readout that tells you the BPM was going from, I think I remember it going from like 99 to 98 to 97 and back up again. So you've got that going on the left hand deck and the other with the right hand deck. So you imagine they're the only two bits of kit you've got to actually use to mix, and it made it therefore impossible. So what are my options? I didn't really have an option to move to use USBs, which I carry as a backup, because the pitch thing is still going to occur there and make it impossible to mix. My other option is not to mix at all and to just drop each track that I play on the one. It's not something that I really prefer to do for a whole set. Like on occasion, every probably 5 maybe 10 tracks I'll do that, especially when I'm changing tempos or changing the style of music that I'm playing. But for a whole 5-hour set, this happened early. I'm talking like probably half an hour to an hour into the set, so it made it very difficult for me. It was quite stressful, but I just kept myself calm and thought, right, how am I going to actually get through this? So with this problem occurring, my thought is, well, if I press the sync button on both sides, then the decks aren't going to be controlling the tempo of the tracks. They're just going to stay static to what is playing on the computer, still allowing me to manipulate the tracks on the CDJs that were faulty. So, I mean, my other option would have been to play on internal mode, which I'm capable of doing. It's a great lifesaver if you have got problems with your hardware. But for me, the style of DJ I wouldn't have been able to perform to the best of my ability by doing that, simply because I would have been mixing using the DJ SP1 that I use on a regular basis to actually mix the tracks and adjusting the pitch on the screen. Well, I wouldn't need to if I was using sync, but you see what I mean. I wouldn't have been able to do any scratches. I wouldn't have been able to do any cool shit that I usually do. So it would have been quite a lame set, and that's not something as a DJ I ever want to do. I don't know about you guys, but personally, like every performance, even if it's not the busiest of nights, it matters. Like, you never know who's there, who's listening, so I always want to perform to the best of my ability. So right there, that sync button just literally was an absolute godsend. I don't care what anyone said or thought. If other DJs came in and saw, oh, you're using sync, I wouldn't give a shit, because there was a reason for me using it, number one. Not that I need to justify it, but yeah, it literally saved me from a really sticky situation. So really, I was grateful for that technology being there. Otherwise, I would have been really up shit creek. And yeah, so I was really pleased that I was able to do that. I'm not going to go into too much detail on the sync debate, because so many different opinions. Old school DJs are really like against it, but some of those old school DJs who are like hardcore turntablists and play vinyl and things like that, they're a lot of the guys that do things like the Red Bull 3 style, which involves a lot of quick mixes and things like that. So the technical skill is more about scratching and all the cool things they do when they're actually performing their routines. I'm pretty sure if they don't prepare their sets at set BPMs, they use sync. Otherwise, there's no way to actually make those adjustments in the time they've got provided. I'm not slating anyone that uses sync. I mean, personally, I prefer to DJ like the traditional way, using your ears, but each to their own. I mean, if you're a new DJ and you decide to use sync and that's all you can use, all good, as long as you know you're mixing and making it sound right. There's more to mixing than just having the BPMs on time. You've got to know when to press play, how to actually adjust any offbeats if it doesn't sound like it's on time. So there is more to it than meets the eye, but personally I think you should have the ability to mix without the sync button, simply because if that sync button ever failed on you, you wouldn't have any skills to actually perform. So I think mixing in the traditional way is an important thing. I mean, I use the BPM readouts a lot, no matter what I'm using, but every sort of 5-10 tracks, I just keep my eyes off that Serato screen and listen, just to keep myself trained to actually mixing by ear, which is very, very important. You need to be able to identify how to speed up or slow down a track just by using your ears. That's what DJing has always been about, so I think it's still an important skill set to have. It's not essential, but for me, I think it is essential, because otherwise you're not really going to be able to DJ if that sync button failed you. Let me know what you think on the whole sync button situation. I mean, as I said, it's not a debate, but I've put a few valid points. I mean, Jazzy Jeff made a huge statement about it recently, a few months ago, saying that who gives a fuck what you're using. If you're DJing on your iPhone, iPad, using sync, whatever, if you're doing a good job and people are enjoying themselves, who really gives a shit? Like, really? That's what it's all about. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you've got anything to say opposing what I say, feel free. I mean, I'm not going to get into an argument about it, but it is something that really, really helped me, and I am grateful for that sync button being there. So let me know your experiences with the sync button. Do you use it regularly? Do you use it, for example, in situations like what I've just been in to help you out? I mean, it's a great tool. So thanks for watching today's video. I'll see you on the next one really soon, where we'll get into some more tutorials and advice. But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more tutorials, tips and advice in the DJ game. I'm DJ Blighty. Thanks for watching DJ Blighty TV. Peace.
I'm DJ Blighty. Who the hell are you? Hell are you? Hell are you? Hell are you?